Meowing. Trying a new setup today. Meow, meow, meow. Another day that I don't want to be here. I took a lot of notes for stream today, but I don't feel like talking about anything in this page. I really should just cancel the stream, perhaps. Getting boring a little bit. Not much is new, not much has changed. I'm still feeling pretty terrible. Yeah. Does anyone in the world, yeah, definitely someone out there, can relate, but to no one, it's like, even wearing clothes is too much effort. Even putting on your clothes. I mean, that's just one example. There's so many, right? It could be making your bed, doing your laundry, cleaning the dishes, washing your dishes. All of those things. All of those things are so basic, but they start to feel like too much work somehow. Ah. Today was a little bit less miserable because my nephew was loud, but I was able to fall back asleep after his yelling and screeches woke me up the first time, and then the second time woke me up twice. That I was able to sleep through that. Also, I was in a really good mood because I kind of got a buff yesterday after stream. I got to play this this funny word game. This funny word game. It was a lot of fun. I realized that just like math, which I like a lot, as old Moonies would know. There's definitely something meditative about problem solving and puzzles I really enjoy. I like it. Even when I can't get it right, even when I'm stumped, I think it's so much fun. And I think that in the past, yeah, some people and marshmallows would try to take advantage of that. But I'm I'm shutting all the doors. I'm closing the doors and the windows. uh One of the things I read today talking about this metaphor about how people are looking for their home, and we sometimes look for it outside of ourselves, but it's really within us, right? And if you are lucky, you can find your home with someone else, like with your true love or whatever that is. And the two of you can be home for one another. But before you can do that, before you can share that home with someone else, you have to have your home to begin with. And I realize I'm homeless. I don't have a home. I don't think I've ever. Have I ever had a home? I don't think I've ever had a home in my life. I've lived in places. I live in a place now, but it's not a home. It's someone else's home, and I'm a guest. I'm always a guest. And this year, I don't know, just the past few months, I've begun to rapidly lose faith that I'm someone who's capable of having a home of my own. Because at least in the United States, it's just not that simple, right? Like, you can rent forever, but then you have to work forever or have money forever. So either work or invest or something. And if you invest, you got to make sure you do it right and you're not just like gambling and losing all your money. And then, like, depending on how expensive things are, you know, a lot of people, yeah, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck with not a lot of emergency funds. So if you have too many emergencies, anyway, I just think that, yeah, economic activity is a thing that humans are supposed to probably do, I guess, in this current era. At least humans like me, right? There's like an expectation. But I don't, yeah. I'm not giving up on anything. I'm gonna keep trying, but I'm not giving up on the, working hard. I'm giving up though on deluding myself though into believing I can have my own home anyway. Mm, anyway, in this passage I read, this is something like when you try to enter the home of someone who doesn't have that, like who just hasn't done the searching within them. They haven't found it, right? All that person can offer you is loneliness, sickness, and suffering. And I'm just like, me, this is literally me right now. I feel like there's a lot of people still. Oh God, it's like, am I speaking a foreign language that people don't understand? I don't know what it is, but still, it's like they're still banging on my doors and windows. Let me in, let me in. I don't have anything to offer. I don't have anything good to offer. I'm all I'm all used up. There's nothing here. There's nothing here, you know? There's a lot of other VTubers that might be able to offer you something. But yeah. I was thinking about that today. I'm gonna work on trying to build my internal home, whatever the fuck that means. Whatever that means. mm, but I'm weak. I realize again that, like, intentions don't matter at all. It doesn't matter what you dream, it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you wish for, what you hope for, what you promise. All that matters is your actions and, like, how you live each day. And the thing that makes me want to drown myself physically is that I know this to be true. I know that, like, I have to be taking action every day to get anywhere. And it's going to take a long time because I've wasted so much of it already. So there's nothing in my life is going to go well for me in a week or 2 weeks. It's going to be at least months, you know? And yet, yeah, every single day, it's like, every single day, it's like starting over. It's like trying not to crash out, trying not to hurt myself. Today was a fucking race. I did a little bit of reading, I did a little bit of VOD work. I, you know, took a look at emails, whatever, but uh yeah, I wasn't that focused. I was in a good mood compared to yesterday because I got like 7.5 hours of sleep instead of like 5 or 6. So, but even though that's the case, so after I woke up, there was still like almost 4 hours, 3.5 hours, where I had to wait for things to get quiet to like really start my day. And like that went okay. Yeah, like anyway, I'm saying a lot. It's more like I'm doing some things, but I can't seem to get myself to do all of the things, even though I know I need to. And I feel like I have all these people breathing down my neck, and it's like no amount of you asking for things from me is gonna make it easier for me to accomplish anything. So I know I have to be more unbothered. I have to stop thinking and caring. Honestly, I need it so bad. But again, the words don't matter. I just gotta do it. But it's like every day, it's like I have to figure out how to. I don't know how to. And then I try to give myself space to change. I try to give myself space and structure and routine. I started working on some art recently again. I've done a lot of drawing in my life compared to someone who doesn't draw at all. Maybe not compared to someone who draws professionally for a living. And what I realized is like, yeah, although I don't know, I thought art was something different than what I realized it is now. I thought it was something that's just like a talent that you have or you don't have. It's like an eye that you can see, like you either see it or you don't see it, and you could just make things. Um, and I didn't understand like if you don't have photographic memory, you build it. If you don't have photographic memory, you build your mental library of form and objects and anatomy by observing and drawing again and again. And then when I think about it, it makes total sense because who do they call a prodigy, right? They call a child an art prodigy when they have that vision, that ability, whether it's with form or with color, to kind of produce these patterns. Because, or not just produce, but to have the mental library and then produce the patterns. Um, but it's like, where am I going with this? I suck. It's like, I know I suck, but but I also feel like, yeah, it makes sense that I suck. But I'm also better than I thought I would be. Or that, like, I thought you had to have something different. And now that I see, I feel like I just wasted a lot of time because I thought. I think only people who do art might understand this, maybe. What I'm trying to say. But I feel like I wasted a lot of time thinking there was like some magic to it or whatever. But anyway, I'm this is the opposite of a humble brag, by the way. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds to me like I'm bragging. Cause I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I've uncovered or discovered um like something that everyone can probably do. I think everyone can do it. But I think some people just probably take more time to be able to do it, to observe and to draw what you observe, right? And I feel like, yeah, I feel like for God, this is so annoying. Anyway, I think I'm better than I should be. I thought it would be way more complicated. But at the same time though, I'm frustrated because um I don't have the mental library yet, so I have to observe things and practice a lot more. I need to practice every day probably so that I can learn forms and whatever. And I mean, I say I have to, but really, even that is sort of like putting myself in a box. Really, there's no law that says you can't, you know, use references for everything. You don't have to have a mental library. It just makes it easier probably to have a mental library. But I get discouraged. It's like weird. It's like yeah, I feel like I'm better than I'm supposed to be. But then when I see other people who can like draw what they want to much faster, I feel I don't know. Yeah, I feel discouraged. Or not even that. It's not even draw what they want to. Like, we have that accountability channel in the litter box, and I'm the one who started it. I'm the one who wanted to do it in the first place. But yeah, I'm really jealous of people who are like able to be consistent, right? Like they can draw every day, practice a language every day, or even just like going to work every day that they're supposed to, being on time. Anyway, jealous isn't the word, it's similar to that though. I will stop talking now because I don't feel like talking anymore. Before I leave though, Doran. Doran is so cute and encouraging, and yeah, I'm so glad that I was introduced to him as a concept, as a person and a concept. Because I usually I don't like popular things as a rule. Like, I'm too much of a hipster. So, learning about League and learning about, you know, Pro League, whatever, I never thought I would be someone rooting for T1 or whatever team is like, dominating in a way. I know they have their losses, so don't get me wrong. But yeah, Doran though, there's something very like innocent about him. Yeah, even though he's somewhat experienced. He's been around. He's been on a lot of teams and kicked off a lot of a lot of different teams. But I think that's what I like, right? Even though his teams have discarded him again and again and again, it's like he doesn't really give up and he's still trying and he's still chasing after his team in a really cute and way. That gives me motivation to to keep chasing after my dream even if I can't do it in a cute and wholesome way cuz I'm not cute. I'm the opposite. I'm like a plague on humanity. Plague is one of the words in that word game yesterday. So fun. Anyway, I don't have anything else. I don't have anything. Please leave me alone. If it's an emergency, it's not. Whatever it is that you think is an emergency, like there's nothing anyone online would have to tell me that's an actual emergency. Like even if it's like a warning, like, oh, by the way, I doxed you and I'm gonna come to your house and kill you, right? Even if that's something someone is thinking, that's not an emergency, right? Like, you don't need to DM me about that. You could, it'll either happen or it won't, right? Like, Anyway, please leave me alone. Ah! Okay, stream is over. Moonson, you kitty cat. Proud of you for not killing yourself yet. Good job. Also proud of you for showering today, even though you couldn't bring yourself to wear clothes. It's a good thing you're a VTuber. Otherwise, everyone would see you naked. That would be very embarrassing. I love you. Bye.